So after the voice has withdrawn, Savitri comes by and the poet is describing how Ashwapati Sisa transformed the delicate image face, became a deeper nature self-revealing sign. The delicate face of Savitri turned into an image. It became, so to say, a symbol, a sign revealing something of deeper nature. A gold leaf palimpsest of sacred births. Now, palimpsest is a leather or similar sheet designed to record some writing, maybe of some important records or scriptures, and that writing is erased, another writing is put upon that. Now, such a parchment where old writing is erased and new writing is fixed, that is palimpsest. So she is as if she is a record of sacred births. In her, he sees a number of records of sacred births that have gone before. A grave world symbol chiseled out of life. From the very life, a world symbol, as it were, is chiseled in her form. That is to say, she reveals something of the past, something of the present deep nature. Her brow, a copy of clear, unstained heavens here. It is clear, unstained, without a single stain. Heaven, sky, it is so clear. Was meditation's pedestal and defense. It is, as it were, the foundation of meditation and a defense of meditation against external invasion. The very room and smile of musing space. Space, the vastness, it is contemplative, musing in itself, and her brow is, as it were, a chamber and also a smile of space in meditation. Its brooding line, infinity's symbol curve. There is a line, a brooding over something on her eye, on her brow, and that is, as it were, a symbol of the curve of infinity. That is, her brow reflects something of infinity, something of the profundity of meditation. Amid her tresses, cloudy multitude, tresses, the hair tresses, cloudy multitude, darkish in profusion. The long eyes shadowed as by wings of night. Her long eyes are shadowed, as it were, by these long tresses of hair which resemble the wings of night, because they are dark, night is dark, Under that moon gold forehead's dreaming breadth, he is describing the eyes. First, they are shadowed by her hair, and next, her forehead is like moon gold. Gold symbolizing truth, moon symbolizing beauty, coolness, dreaming breath. It is not too rigid. Under that forehead were seas of love and thought that held the world. As it were, her eyes were full of love and thought that upheld this world. Marveling at life and earth, they saw truths far. The eyes were so living, so full of wonder. Wonder at life around and on earth, so full of marveling that they saw truths far from the physical environs. A deathless meaning filled her mortal limbs. Her physical body limbs were alive with an immortal meaning, significance. As in a golden vase's poignant line, a golden vase of flowers, it has certain designs. And the poet says there is a line which is very poignant, that is, it evokes a very tender feeling. As in a golden vase's poignant line, they seem to carry her mortal limbs, the rhythmic sob of bliss. They were so full of bliss that the bliss could not be contained, and it expresses itself in the form of sob, tears. But it is not a hysterical sob, but a rhythmic sob, well controlled, pleasant, of earth's mute adoration towards heaven. The sob of bliss is full of the adoration of earth towards heaven. Released in beauty's cry of living form towards the perfection of eternal things. Now, this is a very complicated sentence. The earth's adoration towards heaven is expressed in the beauty's cry of living form. Wherever there is a living form full of beauty, now that is, through that beauty, there is the cry of earth towards the perfection of eternal things. Adoration towards heaven is this cry towards perfection of eternal things. Wherever there is beauty, that is the surge of the earth being towards perfection, which is attainable in heaven only. Transparent grown the ephemeral living dress. Her body is called the living dress, not physical material dress, but the body itself is a living dress worn by her being. Transparent grown the ephemeral living dress, bared the expressive deity to his view. The deity inside is bared open to the view of Ashwapati by her limbs which have grown transparent, escaped from surface sight and mortal sense. Normally, the surface sight or the normal mortal human sense covers up the reality. It seizes only the superficies, but he is through them something of a beauty, something of a harmony escapes. Escaped from surface sight and mortal sense, the seizing harmony of its shapes, of her limbs, became the strange, significant icon of a power. Her form became an icon, an idol, an image of a form, of a power, renewing its inscrutable descent. That is, that power, divine power, is permitting itself once again to descend into a human figure of its works. Savitri is the human figure, in that the power has agreed to descend, that stood out in life's bold, abrupt relief. This human figure stands out in the abrupt relief of the general life. She is outstanding. She stands out from all the other forms on this soil of the evolving universe. A Godhead sculptured on a wall of thought. When you think, you imagine a sculpture, you think out a sculpture. She is like that, mirrored in the flowing hours, in the course of time, and dimly shrined in matter as in a cathedral cave. This power has taken a significant icon which is like a sculpture on a wall of thought, mirrored in the flowing hours and dimly shrined. It is not rigidly, grossly fixed. It is, as it were, standing in the shrine of matter, as in a cathedral cave, as in the cave, the dark lodge, the nether chamber of a cathedral, as the icon of God is there. Similarly, Savitri's form is a significant icon of a power. That is how it strikes Ashwapati. Annulled were the transient values of the mind. When he is seeing her, all the usual values of the mind are annulled, cancelled. The body's sense renounced its earthly look. His eyes had a different look, not the normal earthly look. Immortal met immortal in their gaze. When he looked at her and she looked at him, it was the immortal looking at another immortal. Awaked from the close spell of daily use that hides soul truth with outward form's disguise, our daily use, a daily interchange, usually hides the truth of the soul with the disguise of outer forms. But here, Ashwapati is awakened from that, awaked from the close spell of daily use that hides soul truth with the outward form's disguise. He saw through the familiar cherished limbs. He had always cherished her from her childhood. And through those familiar limbs which he had cherished, he saw the great and unknown spirit born his child. He stands face to face with that great and unknown spirit. An impromptu from deep sight within, an unthought, a spontaneous prompting from inside, from the deeper sight. Thoughts rose in him that knew not their own scope. As he is looking at her, thoughts arise in him, not a product of his thinking, but they just come up and they do not know what is going to be their significance or implications. Then to those large and brooding depths, whence love regarded him across the straits of mind. Now, Savitri is looking at him. Her love crosses her large and brooding depths, crossing the straits, the narrow bridges of the mind. Love is behind, and that love is looking at her father, Ashwapati. To those large and brooding depths of Savitri, he spoke. Ashwapati speaks in sentences from the unseen heights. They are not, the sentences that he speaks are not from his thought or mind, but from some unseen heights. A casual passing phrase can change our life. As the poet observes, somebody says something. A passing phrase, said without a deliberate purpose, can change our life. This happens in the life of some great people. A single word that falls from the lips of somebody whom they do not know awakens something, links them to some other destiny. The recent example was of Ramana Maharshi. When he was a boy in the school in Madurai, somebody, whether it was, I'm not sure, it was a Muslim old man or someone, happened to speak of Arunachala. That's the name for Tiruvannamalai, or the hill in Tiruvannamalai. He said Arunachala. That sent a thrill through the body of this young boy. And he suddenly felt as if it is the name of his father's house. He was never the same thereafter. And every moment thereafter, he was thinking how to get there. Where is that? And the rest is history. How he left his home, leaving a note to his brother, and reached Arunachal. That single phrase, he says, the man who said it may not be aware what it means to the other person. A casual passing phrase can change our life. And why? The poet says why? Because for the hidden prompters of our speech sometimes can use the formulas of a moment's mood to weigh unconscious lips with words from fate. Says there are some hidden beings, hidden agencies, hidden powers prompting our speech. At times, they use the terminology that is appropriate for a moment to weigh the unconscious. The lips that are speaking are not conscious. You just say. And those words are loaded with words from fate. The unseen prompters of our speech precipitate us into uttering some words which are really words from fate. We begin to think later why we said it. And something of that sort happens to Ashwapati. And he says to her, O spirit, traveler of eternity, who camest from the immortal spaces here, you have come here from those immortal spaces, armed for the splendid hazard of thy life. Thy life is an adventure, is a risky hazard, but a splendid one. And you have come armed for that hazard, for that adventure. You have come to set thy conquering foot on chance and time. You are not going to be browbeaten by chance or conquered by time. To set thy conquering foot on chance and time. The moon shut in her halo dreams like thee. The only simile that Ashwapati can think to compare his daughter with is the moon. Shut in her halo, that vague circle, dreaming, whatever happens, the moon doesn't care. So only the moon in her glory can dream as you are dreaming. A mighty presence still defends thy frame. Though thou art dreaming, a mighty presence is there defending thy frame. Perhaps the heavens guard thee for some great soul. That is why nobody has claimed you. That is why you have not taken anybody for your companion. Perhaps the heavens guard thee for some great soul. Thy fate, thy work are kept somewhere afar. They are not here. Thy spirit came not down a star alone. Thy soul has not come alone. There has to be a companion soul with whom thou hast to work out the splendid mission. O living inscription of the beauty of love, missolved in aureate virginity, that beauty of love is set in this golden virginity that is thine. What message of heavenly strength and bliss in thee? What's thy message? What's the heavenly message? What's the heavenly strength and bliss? Is written with the eternal sun-white script. That message of strength and bliss has been written by no less a hand than the eternals in sun-white script. One shall discover and greaten with it his life. There is somebody waiting who will listen to that message, who will discover thee and greaten with that message his life. To whom thou loosenest thy heart's jeweled strings. So far you have not done that to anybody. Thy heart's jeweled strings. There is someone to whom thou shalt loosen them, and he shall discover and greaten with it his life. The message of strength and bliss, written in the eternal sun-white script in thy being. O rubies of silence, her lips are rubies, reddish, but they are silent, lips from which there stole low laughter. Ashwapati is accustomed to hear from her lips low laughter, very ladylike, delicate, not raucous laughter, music of tranquility. There is great happiness and tranquility in her, and that sounds the tones of music when she gives a low laughter. That's right, yes. Star lustrous eyes awake in sweet large night, as if in a large night lustrous stars twinkle, like that thy eyes are twinkling, and limbs like fine linked poems made of gold, stanzied to glimmering curves by artist gods. Thy limbs are set in glimmering, shining curves by artist gods. And these curves are, as it were, the end of each stanza, rhyming, rhythm. Depart where love and destiny call your charm. You are not meant to be here for all time. Depart, go where love and destiny call your charm. Venture through the deep world to find thy mate. For somewhere on the longing breast of earth, thy unknown lover waits for thee, the unknown. He is not known. You are unknown to him, and he is unknown to you. The soul has strength. He is sending her alone. So he says, thy soul has strength and needs no other guide than one who burns within thy bosom's powers. Thy bosom, thy heart is full of celestial powers, and through them, within them, the one burns, flames. He is enough guide to thee. There shall draw near to meet thy approaching steps. As thou advanced, someone will draw near. He will be the second self for whom thy nature asks. He who shall walk until thy body's end. A close-bound traveller pacing with thy pace, going in the same speed. The lyrist of thy soul's most intimate chords, who can play on the most intimate chords of thy soul, who shall give voice to what in thee is viewed. There is something that is still unexpressed in thee, and he shall give voice to it. He shall articulate it. Then shall you grow like vibrant kindred harps. Both of you will become kindred vibrant harps, one in the beats of difference and delight. Naturally, each one has it on its own way. Still, one in the beats of difference and delight, responsive in divine and equal strains. Each will respond to the other in equal and divine strains, discovering new notes of the eternal theme. You have come here to play the eternal theme once again. But each manifestation brings out new notes. The theme may be ancient, but each time the song is new. So he says, one force shall be your mover and your guide. One light shall be around you and within. Hand in strong, both of you, hand in strong hand, confront heaven's question life. Challenge the ordeal of the immense disguise. The whole thing is a disguise. You have to pass through that ordeal, challenge it, ascend from nature to divinity's heights. In the process of accomplishing thy mission, ascend from nature to divinity's heights, face the high gods, crowned with felicity. On the way, all the powers, all the gods, then meet a greater God, thyself beyond time. Greater than the gods is thy own self, which is eternal. Thou shalt meet him also. This word was seed of all the thing to be. This word of Ashwapati became the seed of all else that was to happen.